Hello.
Good evening. Good evening, sir.
Namaste, ma'am. Am I audible?
One second. Yes, sir.
Is anyone else joining us? Hello.
No, sir. No, sir. Anyone?
Hello.
Hello, hello. Hello.
Namaste, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Am I audible now?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I
So,
can hear you. Chittukala.
okay, cool. Yes, Yuddhikala. So, what made you reach out to us?
Sir, recently I lost my focus and I mean there was a lot of lack of self-discipline in me. So that is, so I thought of doing a residential program. I got to know about him residential mentorship. So I really wanted to join. The thing is, I'll give my full efforts when it comes to when the environment, everything is set. I will be disciplined. So I really wanted to join. The
Uh,
thing is, I couldn't complete my syllabus in a particular time frame. I mean, I'm taking my own time. I'm preparing it in my own time. I mean,
and
if the 10 hours content mean required to be completed in 10 hours, I'm just taking it for 20 hours.
And also, she doesn't have time management.
hmm.
Time.
Sir, any inputs from your side? What do you think is the issue with her preparation?
My preparation.
I'm asking your dad, like, what do you think?
I mean, I couldn't get you, sir.
I'm asking your father about what is his opinion on your preparation?
உங்களை கேக்குறாங்க ப்ரிப்பரேஷன் எப்படி இருக்கு என்னோட ப்ரிப்பரேஷன் பத்தி நீங்க என்ன நினைக்கிறீங்க என்னோட பத்தி நீங்க என்ன நினைக்கிறீங்க இப்ப நான் எப்படி ப்ரிப்பேர்
Very good, sir.
She's very poor, sir. No time management. Always keeping a cell phone. Cell phone that kidkudu. We can't control her. So
now I used to go to ICA study hall. So during that time I'll be regular in my studies. But the only thing is I couldn't manage my time.
Okay. Where are you from?
Tamil Nadu, sir, Trichy.
Trichy, Tamil Nadu.
Understood, sir.
she will take own time. Yeah, you will get up whatever time. Own time you should get up.
Understood. Okay. So, which attempt is this for you?
Second.
May 25 is my second attempt.
May 25 is the second attempt. Okay. November 24, you already attempted.
But the thing is, after FR, I gave up my exams because I totally lost my confidence as my FR exams didn't go well.
Have you ever stayed out of home?
Yes, sir.
You're
For 7 to 8 months, I stayed in Chennai for CA final classes. But after then, I returned back my home for exams. I took private. I went to private coaching, physical classes. So it was it was good. I mean, the thing is, no, I took my own time for tests and all. No, there was no actual proper tests and all. They taught me. It was actually good. But I don't know. Maybe I should have taken more efforts from my side.
I understand. Totally get it. Yeah.
1.5 days questions.
And I know the 1.5 day preparation. So
she can't complete the
I couldn't complete my studies in 1.5 days. And also what mistake I did was I did selective study.
Okay. Did you get a chance to watch our videos and everything?
Yes, sir. Today morning, they sent me a few documents and video clippings, and we all watched it.
Okay. So, what questions do you have, or what do you want to know in this particular conversation?
Yes, sir. Sir, if I join the residential program, already I'll be using few materials. So, can I use that inside the
Of course.
program?
Yes.
Because I already been
Already,
comfortable
yes,
with those
yes.
materials.
Yes.
So, and then the fee structure, about the fee structure, sir.
Okay.
And எல்லாருமே பாஸ் ஆயிட்டாங்க.
My mom is asking 10 students or the 15 students. So,
Total
I mean, everyone got passed in your previous attempt. She is asking.
Yes. For the May attempt, we had 9 students, out of which 7 students cleared.
9 to 7 students. Sir, and sir, do I still have time for May 25? Because I am partially done with group 1, but group 2, I haven't started it yet. I mean, a single class has not been started. So, can I cope up with the time frame?
If I say you don't have time, would you leave the attempt?
No, I wanted to clear.
So my response would not matter, right? Even if I say, Shitukala, I don't have time, write in November 25. Are you willing to waste 1 year for that?
No, not at
Stop
all.
asking that question. It's because nobody knows. See, again, it's not about availability of time. If that is the case, people are writing since 4 attempts, 5 attempts, 6 attempts. So if it's 3 years is not sufficient, do you need 10 years? It is not like that, right? So utilization of time, whatever time you have, how are you utilizing it? So probably I'll take you through. I'll take you through a presentation, which will help you understand how the program works. And towards the end, I'll take up other questions also. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
என்னப்பா சொன்னாரு?
Is the screen visible to you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So you must have spoken to Manju today at some point of time.
Yes. Yes, sir.
So if you have to talk about Manju, she cleared in May 24. When you asked me the results, she is one of the students who has cleared in May 24.
Okay.
Now, first, I'll take you to the scores. The reason is, in a particular subject, she got 79. In AFM, she got 79. In audit, she got only 47. When I'm saying this, when somebody can score 80, why are they scoring less than 15 other paper? Which means different students have different capabilities in different subjects. So you need not worry about getting command in all the subjects. In good subjects, you score more. In other subjects, you score less. So effectively, 50 into 3 is very hard. If you want to say that I want to get 50 into 3, it is hard. Instead, 60, 50, 40. Isn't it easy?
Yes, sir, definitely.
Let's say 58, let's say 42, something like that. So this is exactly what. In your weakest paper, only get this much. In a strong subject, try to move towards this. In a regular paper, something like that. This is exactly how we're looking at. Okay. So if you look at this, exactly, one paper again, these are exceptions. That's the reason why you got additional scores. So even if you get a couple of 40s, you can still crack with 10% more margin. This is one. And two, when your preparation is reasonably good, if you notice, her IDT score is 40, which is half of her AFM score. Now, what happened? She got terribly sick. Now she was she had vomiting, fever, stomachache, everything. My wife is a doctor, so we had to give injections to her at 2:30 a.m. in the morning. The reason is the injections will take 6 to 7 hours of time for the impact. So the idea is she should feel comfortable during exam. So that's why we had to give early in the morning so that after 12 hours, she'll feel the necessary impact. So even after that, and if you have seen May 24 paper, this is one of the most difficult IDT papers.
Yes, sir.
Irrespective of the problem, irrespective of the health issues, she still managed to crack. So our point is, when you prepare strong enough, 1 or 2 exceptions having during the exam or 1 or 2 things going wrong in the exam would not impact anything significantly. So this is about, okay, Manju. Similarly, Hari, he is also from May 24, same, from the same batch. He also has a similar score. Now, Hari did not have any health issue in IDT. He did not have any specific health issue. But what I'm trying to tell you is, even if it is your weakest paper, just like many other students, IDT was a hard. Instead of getting 30, 40 can be achieved with the same marks. So, see, a concrete 40. Now, everybody has a possibility of 70. A possible 70 versus 100% sure 40, this 100% sure 40 is more valuable. So we operate like that because we cannot force you to get an exemption in the weakest paper. But what we can do is, if you see this, 1 is 60, 60 plus 50, 40. Same formula, right? 60, 50, 40, at least we'll get there. Now 40, these people came a bit late and all of that. Otherwise, if you join in reasonably early before the result, this 40 can move to 50. Now 40 is the minimum possible, the least amount of time. So we don't have to operate at that level of margin. This 40 can become 50. So that way, we operate it according to your individual strengths and weaknesses, where your strongest paper you can easily score 60 and then 50, 40. Okay, makes sense? So in your case, what do you think? Now, what is the strongest paper in group 1?
My weakest paper is auditing.
Okay. So let's say.
And I feel AFM is quite manageable for me. And FR in between.
Okay, so can we make it this way? 60, 50, 40 to.
Yes, sir.
Group 2?
Since I haven't started group 2, I don't know how to figure it out.
So let me give IBS 60, although this time it's scary. So between DT and IDT, normally IDT is a bit scoring, except the last couple of attempts. Otherwise, this is the benchmark score. Okay, this is exactly what. So overall, if you do well, you'll be able to have plus 10 in all the papers. So that can score, that can go to 330, 340 like them. So if you see 336, 326, so the extra marks will be reflected in all the papers together. Okay, so this is exactly what we're looking at. In terms of the approach, even if somebody, failed 12 times, will still be able to fix the problem. The point is, it's not about the number of times you are studying a particular thing. If you do things in the right direction, it takes only one attempt. For example, if you know how to play a particular ball, whether it's a 6 or whether it's a 0, it takes only one ball. So in one ball, you can hit a 6, you can hit 0. And also in terms of point A to point B, if you have to move from point A to point B, if you know the straight line is the shortest distance between 2 points, you'll go like this. If you do not know this path, you'll waste a lot of time in going haphazard. You'll waste your time and energy. That's what you do. So here in our mentorship, we make sure this happens. This is exactly the core of
Understood.
So he went like this. In one, we made sure he became like this. That's it. That is exact funda. And when you started, you told me one problem where you are not able to complete the entire syllabus. And your mom told me one problem where you are not able to revise everything in that 1.5 days, right? I think these are the problems. Now, this is a general default 100 days program. Normally, the earlier you join, the better it is. Because let's say for 100 days or 150 days, we charge the same. Even if you're coming 2 months early, we don't charge anything additional. Because the more time you give us, the more is the probability of you clearing. The lesser the time you have, it becomes hard. Because more money cannot solve the problem. More time can solve the problem, right? So
yes, sir.
You look at least 100 days. At least 100 days is ideal. But the more, the better. So I'll just give you a rough idea. Now, for every attempt and every batch, this will be further customized. For every student, it will be personalized. But then I'm giving an overview for you to know what actually happens. Okay. So number one, there will be 10-day cycles for each of the subject. Each subject will invest 10 days entirely with the help of a mentor. We'll give you certain process, daily targets, exams, techniques, and the mentor will be constantly helping you. So 10 days for FR, 10 days for audit, 10 days for AFM, 10 days for DT, and 10 days for IDT. And last 10 days, you will be able to complete IBS plus one mock test cycle. Here the target is you just score 200. So now this we are looking at February. By end of February, you should be able to score 200. Do you think it is practical? Do you think it's possible?
Group 1, I'm damn sure, sir. I will be able to.
All the papers together, 200 is a reasonable target, not very unrealistic.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
this is,
sir.
once it is done, we'll make you revise this in 50 hours. Why 50 hours? Because once you spend 100 to 120 hours in a particular subject, you should be able to revise the same in just half of the time. It's called compression. So first is you took so much time. Next, you are taking so much time. Next is you have to take just 20 hours. That is why make you do 50 hours and we also make you to do 20 hours. So here we give you the 1.5 day experience for where we conduct examinations in ICA style, where you'll actually write the ICA papers in that format with 1.5 days gap with that simulation. We call it ICA simulation exam. So if you suddenly want to revise everything 1.5 day for the very first time in your life before the exam, you cannot do it. You can only do it when you have already done it. That is the reason why we are actually making you do this much before the actual exam.
Understand, sir.
Understood? So this is how we are actually making sure you can revise everything in 1.5 day much before the actual exam.
Okay, sir.
So by this time, here total 200 in both groups together. Here 120 plus in group 1. Now again, you can score more, but at least 120 for sure. It's a very,
okay.
see, I'll tell you the difference. If you buy a lottery ticket, you might earn a crore with 10 rupees. But a fixed deposit, you'll definitely get that 7-8%. So this is like a fixed deposit. You'll definitely get it. Otherwise, you may get it depending on the paper, depending on the mood, depending on the whatever it is. Now here, irrespective of and in spite of whatever might happen, you have to get this. Understood?
Understood.
Next, for group 2, we once again do the same cycle and you'll write a simulation exam for group 2 also. So you'll write 3 major mock tests. One, apart from you also have tests in the 10-day cycle. You also have tests in the 5-day cycle. So you'll have tests multiple times. But 3 exam style simulation tests where you go outside. One of the tests we even send you to ICA. We even send you to ICA, we'll take you and you'll actually go out and write the exam starting early and all of that. So we make you used to that external environment. Okay. And before the exam, final revision of FR and reverse order. We'll go in reverse order. So this way, every subject will be revised at least thrice for you.
What's that?
Every subject will be revised at least thrice. 3-time revision.
Okay, okay.
Is it understood?
Yes, sir.
Any questions in this?
After simulation test, there will be 3 revisions or
See, along with
cumulatively.
If you see, you'll be revising and writing the test. Revising and writing the test. And before the main exam, you are doing the final revision. So 3 cycles of revision will happen.
Okay, okay.
And in terms of the scores, now again, so there will be a 60 in most of the papers, 60, 60, 60, 60. So most of the time 60s. 160 will actually help you to cut past the aggregate. Another important thing which you have to understand is 1 mark in this subject is equal to 1 mark in this subject. So if AFM is a stronger paper, score more in that. It's okay to score 45 in audit and 65 in AFM, right? Nobody is asking you to score 50, 50, 50.
Okay.
In that case, if you can spend those extra 20 hours in AFM and spend 10 marks extra instead of wasting time and audit too much, you do that.
Okay, sir.
So our approach is to make sure you overall get those 300. So that you have to be smart about it in terms of what is your strong subject and what is your weak subject. Understood?
Okay. Understood.
Similarly, if you look at it, between one subject and the other subject, there is a difference of 24 marks. Right? So out of 100 in elective paper, students are scoring 68. Out of 100 in DT paper, students are scoring 44. So 20 mark difference is there. This is actually fine, because when you can score more, score as much as you can from that paper. And the tough paper, score little. Still, you will manage to cross the aggregate.
Yes, sir.
So this will remove the load out of our mind, trying to score more of papers which we don't know.
Yes, sir.
And the most important, this is the most important formula for pass. This is very, very important. We focus on helping you cross 40 plus in the second hour itself. When you go and write an exam, it may not be possible for you to stretch your energy across the entire 3 hours. So that's why you should be in a position to cross 40 plus in just 2 hours.
And okay.
So how do you do that? First 1 hour. First 1 hour, you just answer 2 questions. Any 2 questions. You just answer 2 questions properly. Now, which is you're answering 28 marks. Plus next half an hour, another 1 question, 42 marks. Plus another half an hour MCQs. So together, you're answering 72 in the 2 hours. Is it possible? Do you think it's possible?
Yes, sir.
3 questions in
Definitely.
right? Sometimes MCQs might make more time. Sometimes 1 question might take more time, whatever. Any 3 questions you answer. Now, what we say is, in MCQ, try to score 18. Is it possible? With proper preparation, 18 is possible.
Yes, sir.
Now, in this question, try to score 8. 1 question, try to score 8. Now, what is the total? 18 plus 8.
26.
Now, out of this 28, try to score 16. Like, we need 3 questions where you score 8 by 14. 7 by 14 is 50% of marks, just above 50. So that total score at least 42 by the first 72 marks. So which means, even if you know only 3 questions, even if you know 3 questions out of 5 questions, even if you know 9 questions out of 15 questions, you can still pass the paper. Now you can slightly change this. Even if you know a few bits in 3 questions and a couple of bits in other questions also, still you can score this. So this is how simple is the passing framework. The aggregate part, we'll look at it separately, because any given paper, this has to happen.
Okay.
Understood? Is it making sense?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So in the third hour, even if you don't know anything, just like audit, it's still fine. Score 42, 43, come back and get the remaining marks in the remaining papers.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So there are some topics which you will revise 5 times. There are some topics which you revise at least 3 times, because there are topics which are very, very important. India's 115, India's 116, consolidated financial statement, business combination, financial instruments. All of these are topics which will come for 40, 50 marks. So it's important that you at least go through the structure, format of all the 7 steps, all of this multiple times, so that it stays in your mind and you can easily score good marks from the important topics at least. And I'm addressing one of the problems which students have. So normally, do you have the problem of memory?
Yes, sir. I also mentioned it in the yesterday's form that I have problem in retaining. I take a lot of time for my preparation, and then also for retaining it takes some time. And I have to do multiple revisions for that.
See, the point is you do not have a bad memory. In general, memory is bad. Human memory is bad. This is said by Harvard Business Review. Now, they are the most authentic research organization you can trust. So they say this. After every day, 66% of what you study is lost. You'll only retain 30%. After 1 week, 75% is gone. So it is not about your memory, it is about the memory. My memory, your parents' memory, everyone's memory. Because it's like an ice cube. Now, when you take an ice cube and keep it outside, it naturally melts away, right?
Yes, sir.
Unless you refrigerate it, unless you store it using artificial conditions. Similarly, when you learn something, when you learn a concept, if you keep it just like that randomly, it melts away. Unless you refrigerate it. You put a process where you're storing it with conscious effort. Now, the next slide will help you understand how do we store it. Whatever you study, we make you study, we make you revise it after every 50 minutes. In 1 hour, you study for 50 minutes and revise for 5 minutes. So fundamentally, before you move to the next hour, you're revising it. At every given step, you're revising for 5 minutes. Next, after the midday revision, when we say midday revision, after 12 o'clock, we start your day early in the morning, and after 12 o'clock, you'll revise for 15 minutes. And end of the day, you're supposed to write things without seeing. You have to write things without seeing. Next day morning, you have to write the same thing once again without seeing.
Okay.
So it's the nature of recall. Now, one is in the nature of revision. It's like recall. Whatever you studied throughout the day, you'll have to recall it. And finally, at the end of the week, you'll revise it. So within a week's time, you're revising everything 5 times.
Okay, sir. Understood, sir.
So this is the problem. We don't crib about the problem. We create a solution.
Okay.
Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
So similarly for different things. You may not be able to present on the paper. You may not be able to understand the question paper. For many problems, there are many solutions. I'll just give you one problem so that you can correlate.
Okay.
Now, will it work? Now, Pavni has become CA Pavni after a couple of attempts. Now, here, one thing she has mentioned is, I just told you, right? 5-time revision, weekend exam. So, all the techniques which we are telling are the ones which will help her to get that certificate. So, the point is, she was failing in the exam preparation itself. Much before you going to the, see, this is an interesting line. Before joining Him Live School, I thought I was failing in the exams. But after joining, I realized that I was failing in the exam preparation itself. So you don't directly pass or fail in the 3 hours. In the 3 months before the exam is where you pass or fail. This much before you enter the examination hall, if you're sensible enough, you know whether you're passing or failing, right? You know, based on your preparation. So that's where she mentioned, and all the techniques she has mentioned, and also the group study. So group study and the healthy combination is what she has helped her crack the exam. And see, the game is, it's a successful combo of smart work and hard work, which help us achieving the dream of CA. And it will increase the probability of you becoming a chartered accountant in the next attempt itself. So this is what she has mentioned. So whatever I'm periodically saying, it gets reflected in the success stories of our previous students. This is as simple as it. And as we proceed forward, on a given day, what is hard? The reason why preparation is hard is, it's an interplay of hormones in your mind. We call it DOSE. Dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. So these are, certain hormones which will impact the way you think about yourself. So for dopamine, naturally, you have to complete a particular task. In order to generate dopamine, you actually have to complete a task. If you're not doing it, let's say, when I say, let's say you have a study target. If you're not doing the task naturally, you won't generate dopamine, but your body requires dopamine. What will it do? It will start looking at the mobile, the Instagram reels, YouTube shorts. Because when you do that, dopamine gets generated. Your body wants dopamine. If you naturally generate dopamine, it doesn't need anything. If you're not doing it, it wants it. Let's say you
Okay.
naturally eat home cooked mom's food. Your stomach is fine. If you don't eat regular proper food, you go outside, you have to artificially eat fast food, right? You'll have to eat something to survive. So similarly,
Yes,
for the
sir.
body, it requires certain chemicals. You do certain things naturally, you're taken care automatically. Your mind feels calm and composed. So mindfulness and meditation will keep your mood stable. Otherwise, it will keep dancing left, right. I'll show you in the next slide. And all of this has to be done consciously. Otherwise, what will happen? So everything is this is very deep in terms of understanding how the brain works. Eventually, you need to understand that the limbic brain is something which is purely emotional. So this part of the brain is completely emotional. You have to focus on the prefrontal cortex. Now, prefrontal cortex is something which will help you to focus on the examination part. So if you do not adjust this, your mood on a daily basis goes like this, up and down, up and down, up and down. One point of time, you think that I'll never clear the exam. Sometimes you'll think that I'll get an exemption. Sometimes you'll think that if I study well like this for 1 week, if I continue it for 10 weeks, I'll become a ranker. So your mind keeps
Yes, sir.
fluctuating. So all of this is dangerous. You need to have a straight line, like they say in Gita, Sthita Pragnata, as you just have to have a very, very, very straight equilibrium, mental equilibrium. So this is exactly what is required for any student. It's almost like meditation, right? You have to have a very equilibrium mind. So this is
Yes, sir.
exactly what we have to work upon. Once you have it, all your functions of cognition will automatically start working. If your mind is balanced, you can process the question paper, you can read faster, you can focus better, you can attend, you can memorize, and everything will happen. If your mind is balanced. If your mind is not balanced, your mind will go through all of this. Fear, anger, sadness. Now, if you are trying to get into movie industry, these emotions are good. In education and exam writing, nobody gives a damn to these emotions, right? Nobody.
I have an experience in all these.
Yes, that is the. Now you have to shift your experience from this to this, because your brain can process anything. This part will process, this part will process. Now you decide what to make it active. It is inversely proportional. If this is active, this will become passive. Now, if this has to be active, you have to make passive this. So this changes the outcome of you choosing this versus this. I hope now you understand what is happening with you.
I get you, sir.
Okay, is this clear?
Yes, sir.
And generally, as I said, preparation without a direction is fail. Now, mentorship is all about adding the direction, then you get this result. That's about it, straightforward. And in terms of techniques, so we have certain techniques which will help you build a very strong routine. And in terms of completing the syllabus, most of the subjects you'll complete in a combination of 5 days plus 10 days or 1 week plus 10 days. That's it. Revision, this 20-hour challenge is 1.5 day. Will make you revise everything in just 1.5 day, entire subject. 50-hour challenge is 4 days. Will make you revise everything in 4 days. So multiple cycles. Exam, we divide into 3, as I told you. First 1 hour target, second 1 hour target, third, it's like T20. First 6 hours power play, 6 to 14 hours, and 14 to 20, once again, acceleration. So you need to go with a systematic approach in terms of cracking the exam. This is exactly how we look at it. And Suresh, once again, he mentions you will never fail in the examination, but in the preparation. So here he mentioned that he came to know about the mentorship, but since we operate with only 11 students, we have to charge a premium. We don't have an option but to charge a premium. So he was very interested, but he did not join the program because he thought the fees was high. The reason being, he comes from a very humble family and he thought. But what happened is after 6 months, he realized that he's going to fail the May exams much before he wrote the exam. Imagine, see, during COVID, the exams were postponed to July. Much before the exam happened, he knows that he is going to fail. How pathetic it is, how painful it is. Before even entering the examination hall, you know that you are failing. It's painful, right? That's when he decided and he came back and joined the program, although it is expensive. Now, he told all of this after clearing. He came to my home with sweets and said, then I was surprised. How did you manage to join us? He said, I took a hand loan. I was like, how did you take that risk? He said, in my entire family, in my entire community, in my entire village, there is not even a single chartered accountant. I'll be the first one. Now, after giving multiple attempts, I've realized that until and unless I get external support from you, I cannot clear. So what is the point of not investing and not clearing? Instead, I invest, probably I'll recover it 1 year or 1.5 years, 2 years, whatever it is, I'll recover and then I'll continue my life. Now he's working with EY and he's also working with us. He's a mentor for, now I showed you the scores of Manju and Hari, right? Manju scored 79 AFM.
Yes, sir.
Hari scored 75 in AFM. It is because of Suresh. Suresh himself scored 78. So that is the kind of, change when somebody goes through an intense process for limited days. Now he was able to, change all of this using the techniques. That's about it. And he has become a chartered accountant and now he doesn't have to look back. So one important thing, because let's say, what is different about us? Now, even if sitting at home, you have time,
Yes,
you
sir.
also have energy. What you don't have is attention. Attention is very hard.
Attention.
So just when you ask me, are 5 months enough? 5 months with attention are enough. 5 years without attention are not enough.
Mm.
And unfortunately, the whole world is distracting your attention. It will pull your attention. Attention is limited. It will keep everywhere you go, it will pull your attention. You unnecessarily.
Yes, sir.
We add to your attention.
Sir? Yeah.
We add attention to your time. This is what we do.
Yes, sir.
Whereas the whole world will suck out your attention.
Mm.
So you need to enhance your depth and
That's what is exactly needed for me, sir.
Yes. So that is why we call it the secret T. Time, energy, attention. You give us these 3 things, we'll make sure you clear.
Yes.
And eventually, at some point of time, before you go and write the exam, most likely if you're coming, you'll write the exam in Hyderabad only. We'll only take care of that. All you need is a pen. If somebody asks you how to clear CA, you said, I need a pen. Everything else should be there, right? You just need a pen to clear CA. Nothing else. Because for a soldier to win a war, he needed a gun or a sword, depending on the nature of the war. For a student, you should not need anything else. Everything should be in a pen, not even your mind. Everything. Your pen should go and write and come back and clear. For Virat Kohli to score a century, you need a bat, nothing else, right? That is what the capability is. So this is how capable will build you. Understood?
Yes.
And eventually, this is what we focus. So when I said out of 9, 7 students cleared, for the remaining 2, the deal was to help them clear in 1 year, because for some students, somebody had a very rough personal, experience. Somebody was going through a divorce, so they wanted more time. They want to do it slowly, but meanwhile, they wanted to stay here. So different students come with different problems in their life. They look at all-round solution. So that's why some of them want to clear in the immediate attempt. Some of them want to clear group by group, or some of them just want to spend some time and then write in the next attempt, because we also have students who undergo psychiatric treatment. So for them, the parents' priority is they becoming normal first and then writing the exam later. So they come 6 months early and they write the next attempt. So that's how it goes.
Okay.
So in 1 year time, everyone will clear. So in your case, since you have a reasonable understanding of the first group and all, you can just look at this 1 attempt. Okay, you can clear in 1 attempt. This is 1. And once you clear, you should be able to make 1 lakh per month. Largely, most of the companies offer you 10 to 12 lakhs. And there are students who love us so much that they'll spend the next 1 year with us. After clearing also, they want to join back as a mentor. Because we only hire mentors who are our students. Outside people don't know our process. So we don't take them. So see, even if they're not getting a job outside, we ourselves will give more than this. So the whole idea is, if you build yourself in a capability in a certain way, you'll get there. And eventually, because at some point of time, you had Amitabh Bachchan show called Kaun Banega Crorepati, right? You remember that? Now with 1 crore, 1 crore, you can't even buy a 2 BHK house. The rented flat which I'm talking about, which we use for study space, it's around 2.6, 2.7 crore.
Okay.
Nothing comes with 1 crore. So for you to have a decent quality lifestyle where you have to take care of the next family and their current family of your parents, you need to get some point of it. So that is the 3-step career building process, which will trigger. Both will happen right here, and this you'll see the path from here. So this is exactly our object. And in general, the opportunity cost. Now, for example, had you cleared in November, By May, you would have already started making 4 to 5 lakhs, right?
Yes, sir.
So the cost is not your examination fee of 3,700 or whatever it is. The cost is your actual opportunity loss of 5-6 lakhs. Now, this is an old statistic, 2021. After 2023, it has moved to 12 lakhs. Now, your opportunity, which means 6 lakhs per attempt. So, if you're wasting 1 year, you're wasting 12 lakhs. So, professionals need to think about their opportunity cost.
Okay.
And when I mentioned the 10 crore, this is exactly how the calculation went. So you start with 9 lakhs every year plus 10%. I'm not even considering other investments, other real estate deals, nothing. Straight for 10% increment to your salary will take you 16 crores in your career. So this is exactly how much a chartered accountant can make easily. And eventually, the way we are building HLS is like ISB. Have you heard of ISB ever? Indian School of Business. Any chance?
Indian School of Business. No, I haven't heard.
IIM.
Yeah.
What is it popular for?
It's a business.
Business school. Fair enough, right?
It's a business.
Yes. So ISB is also a business school with international recognition. Now,
Okay.
for 1 year program in ISB, for 1 year, they charge around 50 lakhs. Why do you think people invest 50 lakhs for 1 year?
Probably they could take the returns in the upcoming years.
Fantastic. Very good. Now, I'll give you an example, practical example. I have a friend who was drawing 14 lakhs after clearing CA. He then invested 35 lakhs in ISB. At that point of time, the fees was only 35 lakhs. Now it increased. And then his package moved from 14 to 26 lakhs in the first year itself. Second year, it became 34 lakhs. So within 18 months, he recovered his entire investment. And now his salary has moved from 14 to 40 plus lakhs. Otherwise, it would be still at 20. So this is the game. You invest and get it back in 12 to 18 months. This is the thing. The same thing will happen if you are working with Harvard Business School. Now, HBS also, there the fee is around 1.5 crore. Now, why would somebody pay 1.5 CR? Because you get that kind of package from best of the best companies on the planet. So you'll recover everything in 12 to 18 months. So this is exactly how ISB is a premium institute. And we value our work more than ISB because of 2 reasons. Number one, ISB caters to the top 1% of the students. You have to write an exam called GMAT, prepare for that interview and all. Only the cream of the cream come there. Now at HLS, coming to HLS, we cater to the bottom 1% in the sense that students come to us when they're in struggle. It's like an ICU. Normally you might be fine, but right now you're in ICU. So imagine we working with people who are already in struggle and achieving near 100% results in just 1 year. So this is where our capabilities are. Now this is our brand. So for the smartest people, they'll anyways clear. But for people who cannot clear elsewhere, you looked at the example of Prashant, 12 attempts is like 6 years. It's like PhD. Somebody could have done a PhD.
Yeah, I get it.
Helping them to clear. So that is the level of difference which we are bringing in. So that's why we are building a premium and premier organization. So it's for a limited set of people. Largely, it's for only 11 students for a particular cohort. So this is exactly how we are building HLS and this cohort. So this is how things go. Now, at this junction, do you have any questions?
Sir?
Any questions right now?
The fee structure. Still now we are clear with your points, sir.
Okay. Now, coming to the fees, we follow a similar approach. Now, they charge 50 lakhs and the recovery period is 12 to 18 months. Now, for chartered accountants, it's simple. We charged 12 lakhs for you to get assurance that you'll become a CA. So this is our 100% assurance. Now, why do we do this? You can recover this in 1 year of clearing. This is one point. Second, you might get it out. What if I invest And what if I don't clear? Let's say you're coming here for May 25, right? You're coming for May 25. Now, if you're not clearing May 25, whatever reason it is, for the next attempt, your investment is zero because we are taking responsibility for your result. So in your mind, for you to get this certificate, this is a all-inclusive one-time investment with 100% assurance.
Can we pay that in installments, maybe even after, if I get a job, something like that? Or is it a one-time payment?
2-3 தடவை பண்ணணும்.
Even if I get a job afterwards, can we, I mean, right now 12 lakh is not affordable for me. Maybe I can do that for 3 to 4 lakhs. I can make initially, but rest I can make it only after securing a job.
See, if I give that offer, do you think there would be any CS student who would not join? There are 2 lakh CS students in India. If I give this, can you tell me one CS student who would not take this offer? Or let me put it the other way around. Let's say you clear CA and you get a job. If the company says that, I can't pay you right now, work for me for 1 year, then we'll get some profit, then I'll pay you. Would you work?
I get your point.
Let's understand. Now, whether it's 12 or 25 or 1 crore, what we do is like a open heart surgery. Now, when I say open heart surgery, it requires a very, very critical skill. Now, what is the critical skill? A lot of people do not understand your problem. And even if they understand, because if you look at a particular coaching institute, most of the faculty will have 50,000 students per batch. I'm telling you, 50,000 students per batch into 10,000 per student, you do the numbers. This is what they do. Now, for a cohort of 11 students, we work with a team of 10 CS. The reason is we are trying to build a national brand with only one thing. If somebody comes to us, they will clear. Now, even with this 12 lakhs, it doesn't work for me. You can do the math. It still doesn't work for me. But the brand which we are building, the exposure which we are creating, this is something top class. Now, tomorrow, this at some point of time, we want to charge this, some point of time. Now, ISB is doing this after 20 years. Initially, ISB also started at 20 lakhs or even less than that. But the value proposition which we give you is more than ISB, because even if you go to ISB, one, you have to crack the entrance exam and you have to crack CA. Without cracking CA, they won't take you. And even if you go to ISB, they won't help you clear CA. They'll only help you get MBA. This is one. And the other way around, I'll tell you, let's say, had you joined engineering college? In Chennai, there are a lot of engineering colleges. Tamil Nadu, there are a lot of engineering colleges. Any given engineering college, is there in any engineering college which will charge you less than 25 lakhs? You tell me.
Yeah, definitely.
Any stupid and useless engineering college, they'll charge at least 5 lakhs per year, 6 lakhs per year. Now, let's say my wife is a doctor. Let's say you want to pursue medicine. Do you know how much a medicine seat costs if you're not getting by merit? Do you know the number? For a PG seat, it's easily 2 crore. For you to get a medicine seat, it's 2 crores. If you're cracking, it's regular. You'll get in 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs, regular, it's fine. If you're not able to crack it, it's called C category, management quota. You can check with any of your medicine friends. It's 2 crores. Now, the point is, if you compare this option within CA, it is hard because you would not have thought about it, because CA is largely a self-study course. It's like zero investment normally. But since it is not a conventional decision for any of you, it's hard for you. But had you joined engineering, would your parents not invested this? Had you joined medicine, your parents not invested this? If you want to do MBA, had your parents... This is exactly how it is. So here I'm not telling you to join because it's up to you. But I'm telling you how to look at this decision.
It's completely valuable. I understand. The thing is, recently we incurred a loss in our business. So that's what...
Typical again. The point is, would that reason impact?
No. What you're providing us is completely no.
No, again, see, I'm telling you. See, I'm not a bank to solve your financial issues, right?
Yeah. So
Let's
that's
say-
not.
Let's say you have more money. Let us say you have more money. Then I come back and say that since you have more money, can you pay 25 lakhs? Would you do that just because you have? So the point is, all of this, I'm pretty straightforward. Now it's very simple. One thing which I can do is, if you come here, I'll assure you the result, no matter how difficult it is. Second thing is, I'm removing the risk of failure in your parents' thought. They might be thinking, what if even after investment they fail? I'm telling you, you pay nothing. Now, why is it so? Because ideally, if I help you clear in May 25, you will only bring one more student from Chennai who will bring me another 12 lakhs. And you'll go to the market, you'll earn at least 6 lakhs before November. If that is not happening, you are wasting your time, I'm wasting my money. Why would we extend it to November if we can clear in May? So that is called putting our skin in the game. That is why we'll have to take the responsibility. But having said that, I have to take responsibility of helping you clear the whole exam. So this is very clear, and most importantly, I cannot do anything because I only have 11 students.
Okay.
And I'm also telling you one more thing. You at least said for 4 or 5 lakhs, it might be feasible. There are students and parents in the first call. They even said, "Sir, I did not think it's 12 lakhs. I thought only it's 1 or 2 lakhs." That's what they thought initially, because we don't expect you to know that this number will happen because you don't have an understanding. Because the rental value, the one flat which we take here, the maintenance of the flat itself is 18 lakhs. We had one mentor, 30 lakhs per flat is what our expense is. We maintain 6 flats here. So high-tech, people don't understand because you never do that. As a family, you never do that kind of numbers, right? Maintaining 6 flats in a gated community and all of that. So you don't have an understanding of why we have to charge so much. So that's fair enough on your part to think X, Y, Z. But for me, I don't have a choice because my landing cost itself will be closer to 10 lakhs. So that's why I don't have much options either in terms of reducing the fee or extending the timeline beyond a particular point. So this is my constraint.
Okay. So what about the residents, the food and other services in the residence?
Okay. So now for you to understand this, right now, let's go to our YouTube channel. Okay. First, I'll show you where you can find the answers for this, and then you can check. Okay.
The campus tour,
So first campus tour will give you a reasonable idea. This
Yeah.
will address the security issues. Most of the mothers will have a security problem, right? So this will help you understand security problem. I can even share the link of the residence. You can look at that. That will assure you. This is one. 2. Next, go to videos. Okay. The latest videos. If you click on the latest videos, you'll see all of this. Now, this particular video, parents have come from Bangalore. This is about Madhuri. So, message. Parents have come from Bangalore, only daughter. They're leaving the daughter for the very first time. While it's less than 24 hours. Now, it was less than actually 24 hours when they came and left. Now you can look at what they have said while they're.
Sir, it isn't audible.
Yes, for your daughter, sir.
Wish you to return back with
2 letters.
CMR.
Definitely.
Give your best.
Yes.
Don't worry about the result.
Okay.
That's nice.
The attempt should be the best.
Yeah.
Best of your life. The rest leave it to God.
Ma'am, from your side.
All the best. Take care. Yeah.
So, and how was her day one adoption? She spent the first 24 hours. Now, as you're leaving her, going back to Bangalore.
Yeah, she's already communicated that she's looking more grounded and she's having the confidence and she's looking forward to taking the sessions forward. So the confidence is slowly building with her.
Perfect. I hope now you feel safe.
Yes,
that you're-
100%.
Perfect.
After meeting you and seeing the environment, we can without fear leave her here.
We can definitely recommend people from Bangalore.
Yeah, if anybody
Leaving.
Yeah.
So, message for your daughter. Manvita from Chennai.
So how is your first week here at HLS?
So very positive. So I came with a very positive mindset, and I really feel very positive here as well, with a lot of good people around me, and yeah, going great.
So what are the 3 things which changed in your preparation after coming down here?
3 things. Okay, first thing, consistent. Like I'm sitting for long hours, and then having a peer group. So my stress level is also very less, and yeah, and feels realistic to go ahead with the preparation.
Manavita is
my
also
plan.
from Chennai. You can spend
So
some
here's-
time here, you'll understand what.
Mr. A to register post. First.
So all these videos will help you understand what is happening. You'll be easily able to know where do you stay and all of that. That will give you a crystal clear clarity and
Whichever matter, he's emphasizing
where you are staying. So because most of the things we have covered, like channel, you go to latest shorts, that will help you understand the current batch, 3-4 students who have joined.
Okay.
And if you, that's about it. And most importantly, can come, stay, and then take a decision. Like there is no compulsion for you to take a decision at any point of time, because even after you invest whatever you have to invest, unless you come with complete trust, we cannot help you clear, because I have to work with your mind, because we also have a psychologist. Largely people come with deep rooted psychological problems. Now, when you come here, the first and foremost thing is you have to trust us 100%. You're not going to clear because of the investment. Now, for medicine, you invest 2 crore and then you're sorted. You don't have to do anything. But here you have to study. So that's why we're very specific that you trust the process. Investment is one thing. Transaction is one thing, which is between me and your parents. That is one thing. But your focus is to make sure you trust the process and implement all the technique which are being telling you. So that way you can take further decision-making cycles for you to understand if this is the right fit. But whenever you are coming, we want you to come with 100% thing. So if you need additional details, you can talk to the existing students or existing parents. That is one. Or you can come all the way and spend time and then decide. It's up to you. So
just give us some time, sir. I'll discuss with my parents. And, can we revert in 2 days
yes,
or 1 day?
of course, you can do that.
Yeah, we had a budget of 5 lakhs. So 12 lakhs we didn't,
I understand.
we didn't expect it.
I understand.
So I'll discuss with my parents and I'll revert you, sir.
Yes.
Thank you that you spent 1 hour with us. Thank you, sir.
That's totally fine. See, I'll make it simple. Now, one is the second program which we have is a hybrid program. Now, in that program, we'll give you support for any one group. For example, your group 1 is largely sorted. In that program, it's a hybrid program. So we charge 6 lakhs for that, where we take responsibility of one group, where you'll come here for 1 month. And the remaining will support you online. That is the second program. Now, the first program which you're talking about is a fully residential program, which will take care of you till the last day of the last exam, and you'll write exams here. That is for both the groups. For single group, we'll charge 6 lakhs, where we take responsibility for only one group. The other group will support you, but it's primarily your responsibility. But the group which we support, you can choose one first group or second group. That is the other thing. This is about how it works. And we can probably have a follow-up call at 8 p.m. 2 days later, day after tomorrow.
Okay, sir.
That need not be yes. It's not for yes or no, for us to understand the decision, because you have to think through thoroughly. Because just because you can invest, you need not come. Just because you cannot invest, you need not stop. So we'll have to look at the decision in a certain way, because it's a career building stuff. So that you can take time and come back to us. But as it stands right now, what are the questions which you have? Because normally we want to understand what is running in your mind so that we can help you.
How the teaching method will be, sir, because the group 2 I haven't started it. So how it will be, since I have already started my group 1, so how group 1 preparation, how it flows, you have said me, will be allotting 10 days for each subject. So will they teach me chapter by chapter, or I have to prepare it on my own with the guidance you provide me? So how it will
See, our objective is to get you those marks. We are taking the responsibility of getting the score. We're not selling products right now. The regular market, somebody sells a book for 1,000 rupees. Somebody sells a video for 10,000 rupees. Now we have only one thing to offer, which is a certificate. So we don't take a step back saying that you should study something. No, that is not the point. For example, if you look at direct taxation, now coming to group 2, paper 6 is a combination of all 5 papers, right? You don't do anything separately. In fact, we even make you write IBS exam without books, because a lot of people waste time in searching, which they can't find the answers. Here, we prepare you in such a way that you can write IBS without book also. Without book also, you can get 40. So that is about IBS. I think IBS is clear. All 5 papers you prepare properly, you'll be able to write it with proper practice and guidance. Okay, that is about IBS. Then we have DT and then we have IDT. If you look at something like direct taxation, in direct taxation, there is a chapter called PGBP. Then you have TDS, TCS. Then you have charitable institutions. These and assessment procedures. These 4 chapters plus your international taxation will come for 60 plus marks. 4 chapters plus international taxation will come for 60 plus marks. For you to complete these 4 chapters properly, thoroughly, you just need 4 days, 1 chapter per day. Start at 6 a.m. in the morning. A mentor guides you what exactly is expected from this chapter. They'll tell you the direction in terms of what has to be done. And there will be a cycle of PGPP adjustments. If you go through our previous videos, you might find somewhere. So there is a series of adjustments. Most of the adjustments will be repetitive. So all the PGPP adjustments will be coming repetitively. So instead of you doing those PGPP sums multiple times, if you sit and invest 1 day, you'll have very decent understanding in terms of scoring at least 6 marks from the 10 marks from which PGP might be asked. This is about PGP. Similarly, TDS, TCS, you invest 1 day. Similarly, charitable institutions, you invest 1 day. Assessment procedure, slightly more than 1 day. This is how. Now coming to international taxation. You invest 2 days, you'll be able to complete all the chapters. In 6 to 7 days, you'll complete 60 plus marks. So that way, when you write the exam on 9th and 10th day, you'll be able to score 40 plus, even if you're starting from scratch. Now, if you don't do it this way, again, it's like here, point A to point B, it's like going with Google Maps. This is one. Second, if I had to come from Hyderabad to Chennai, it takes me 14 hours in a train. In a train, for 14 hours, I pay only 1,000 rupees. In a flight, it takes only 1 hour, but I'll have to pay probably 8,000, 9,000. So here, the ecosystem is like a flight, where in the shortest possible time, the learning methodology is very different. We built a very different ecosystem at the mind level. So normally you have to cut through all the traffic of thoughts. Normally when you open the book and sit, what will happen? When you open the book and sit, you'll be stuck at every page, right? You're stuck, you're thinking, you're stuck. Because mind can only think or learn. Thinking is a separate activity, learning is a separate activity. Here, we'll trigger your mind in such a way that you'll spend most of the time in learning. As against thinking and feeling. If you notice your pattern, most of the time, if you sit for 6 hours, half of the time will be going for thinking, other half will be going for feeling. Now, feeling has showed you the emotional rangoli, so that will feeling. Thinking something randomly, which is not linked to the exam. So we remove this two, and then we focus on the learning part. So that is where the investment comes into the picture. Now, it's like as I said, it's a complicated heart surgery. Now, this is very, very hard. Even, no matter how many times we do it, no matter how many students we do it, still it's hard. It's a very hard and complex process which requires continuous interventions in terms of problem solving, in terms of decision making, in terms of skill building. So otherwise, how can I assure you where the pass percentage is less than 10% and take it to 100%? So that it takes a ridiculous amount of hard work for both of us to get here. So that's why we work with serious students. With one, should definitely trust us. See, if you trust us, if you know that you are going to clear, it makes sense. And then if you trust us that you'll clear, and then you're not willing to invest, probably you're not very serious. It's like, I want the car, but I don't want to pay the price. So either way, from our side, our filter is clear. So we can only work with serious students who want to come and get their certificate and go back. This is exactly what we do here.
We totally understand how it works. So just give us 2 days time, we will discuss and we'll
before closing, any quick questions from your mother or father, like since we spent time?
No, sir, we are very clear. Only financially we are thinking. But I am very satisfied with your program.
Thank you.
Very nice. Very nice. And if she becomes here, we will be very proud.
She will.
Okay, we will try our best, sir.
Sure. So probably whatever it is, we'll catch up day after tomorrow around the same time for a quick call, 10-15 minute discussion, whatever it is. Meanwhile, you can try your resources.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Any other questions also, you can let us know. Okay.
Okay.
Right now, we don't have any time. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.